In my sewing room, there is a box, and in that box there are some very pretty lilac squares. Now, I ordered these lilac squares a very long time ago when I wanted to learn patchwork, but they duly arrived in the post and I had zero idea what to do with them. Sound familiar? Well, I put those fabric squares back in that box and they didn't really see the light of day for very many years after that. If this is sounding familiar and a little like it's on home territory, then this video is for you. Who am I? I am Kim. This is Quilt with Kim. You are very welcome. Let me tell you a little bit about my story and why I very nearly gave up quilting. I fell in love with sewing when I was 8 on my mum's old hand crank Singer machine. It was beautiful, it was black and gold. And that got me through my teens and my 20s, and then in my 30s when I had my kids. I really fancied learning patchwork and quilting. So I bought these lilac squares from eBay and they arrived in the post and I was really excited. But then what am I supposed to do with these squares? They're lovely, but how am I supposed to fit them together to get into those quilts that I see with all those pretty patterns? How do those squares make those patterns? I had zero idea, which is why at that point I actually gave up and those squares went back in those boxes in my sewing room. And there they stayed for 15 years. I haven't got enough fingers for 15 years, but that's where they stayed. Until one day I had lunch with my mum. It was just after my birthday, so she had bought me lunch at a very nice little cafe that we both liked. And I was going home in the afternoon and I needed some thread. So I thought I'd pop into the local sewing shop on the way home to buy myself some thread. Little did I know that was the start of a whole new world. Literally a whole new world. Now, my birthday is just over halfway through November, so when I was coming home from lunch with my mum, followed by a long chat, followed by a cup of tea, you know how it goes, it was getting dark. It was a little bit dusky, so as I was walking through our town centre, the sewing shop was all lit up. Bit like a Christmas tree. It was a little early for Christmas, but it was a little bit dark outside and it was beautiful inside. I walked in. I'd never been in there and I'd lived around here for ages. You see, this was a quilt shop and I thought quilting was a little bit cliquey, if I'm being honest. I didn't think it was for the likes of me, even though I loved all these fancy quilts that I kept seeing, but I thought this was a whole other world. I walked into that shop. I was a little bit scared and I felt a little bit out of my depth. This was a world I didn't know anything about. Yes, I loved sewing, but this was all new to me. But the shop owner was very lovely and we found the thread that I wanted. I didn't forget that. But I got chatting to her and was, well, what are these quilts on the walls? They're really beautiful and really pretty, but I could never make anything like this. This all seemed like completely above where I was with my sewing of cushions and curtains and clothes for my kids. If I'm being honest, I never really liked making clothes. It was never where I naturally sat. I mean, I can make them, but I wanted to do something else. And it was only really when I walked into that quilt shop that day that there were suddenly all these patterns and beautiful quilts on the wall. They were like pieces of art, but I still felt that I couldn't do that. Anyway, I had a long chat with the shop owner, and to cut a very long story short, I signed up for a Learn to Quilt course. Now, that quilt course was 1 year long. It was a bit of a mistake, and let me tell you why. You see, that course was a sampler quilt course, and if you have been wanting to learn patchwork and quilting, that may have crossed your path as the first quilt that you should make. However, I found it really overwhelming because there was this beautiful sampler quilt in her teaching room on the wall, and I loved it, don't get me wrong, but there was so much that I had to learn to do that quilt. And when we started, I had to buy 3 fabrics. I had to buy a dark, medium and a light. I remember it really well. And I remember standing in that shop thinking, well, there's all these other patterns on this quilt. I now know they're called blocks, but at the time I didn't know what they were called. And there were all these pretty patterns on that quilt. And I didn't know how these 3 fabrics that I had to buy were going to make that whole quilt. They weren't. I had to buy more fabric, and then I had to buy more colours and different styles of fabrics that I didn't know anything about. And I remember distinctly kneeling down at the bottom shelf trying to choose a dark, a medium and a light fabric, but not really understanding how these 3 fabrics were going to turn into this big sampler quilt. That overwhelm and that confusion comes with a big quilt. And I really had no idea how it was actually all going to come together. It seemed too vast. Then we turned up for week 3 full of excitement because we were beginning to get this malarkey by now. We were 2 weeks in and feeling a little bit more confident and a little bit more pro. But then week 3, and the block was an exploding pineapple block. It is amazing. So it looks quite complicated, but actually it is really easy, and it starts life as squares. So our teacher said, so if you can cut these squares, so she gave us the measurements and just asked us to cut these squares. Now there was a fatal flaw there because she hadn't shown us how to cut squares, and I thought that you had to buy a square ruler. Turns out that you don't, but I didn't know that at the time, and I went into her shop and I bought square rulers. So there was some more money spent. Now, I am not against spending money on things that I need to buy if I'm starting a new hobby, but it was only years later that I discovered that I really didn't need to buy the square ruler. So I was a little bit put off by that. But anyway, the fact remains is we had to cut these squares of certain sizes, and she didn't teach us how to cut the square. So there was a step there that was quite fundamental to patchwork, but wasn't taught to us. There was an assumed knowledge. She assumed that we knew on week 3 how to cut squares, but we didn't. We're now in week 3 with rulers that I don't need, so I've spent extra money on things I don't need at that stage. I was pretty overwhelmed and confused by this massive quilt. How are these 3 fabrics going to turn into that big quilt? And there didn't seem any clear pathway to make that entire quilt. Despite all of this though, I fell in love with patchwork and quilting. One thing though is that I didn't actually fall in love with that sampler quilt that I was making. And I'll tell you for why. It is because the fabrics that I ultimately chose, I didn't love. So I loved all the designs and I loved the making, but I didn't love the fabrics. And this is a little tip that I want to pass on to you, because if you are looking for fabrics and if you're completely new to patchwork and quilting, just be aware that every shop owner, and that's whether it's an in-person shop or an online shop, they stock the fabrics that they tend to like. Unless they're a massive shop where they buy loads and loads and loads of stock, most of the local quilt shops, the very small ones, will buy what they like the most. Personally, I like bright modern fabrics. That's just me. That may not be you. So there's no right or wrong with this, but my local quilt shop, when I learnt to quilt, she loved the autumnal colours and the muted tones and the browns and the russets and the oranges and the deep reds. Now, I do like some of those, but they're not really what I want to make my quilts out of. And that's just a very personal choice to me. So what I would say to you as my advice is, when you're looking for fabrics, find the quilt shops that stock the type of fabric that you're drawn to and you get excited about. Because if you can find the fabric you're excited about, then you're more likely to get excited about your first project, and you're more likely to finish them. Because I never finished that first sampler quilt. It is still sitting in our spare room waiting to be made up, and it's quite a lot of years later, like a lot of years later. I don't think it will ever see the light of day again, if I'm being honest. However, it shows where I started. But what happened was, we finished the sampler course, even if I didn't finish the sampler quilt, and we went on to quilt 2. And it was somewhere in that quilt 2 that it was suggested to me that I might want to start teaching. I said, no way, no, stop, nothing, I'm not teaching this at all. I have no idea how to do that. But look where I am. So what happened was I finished that second quilt. I then went on to do my City and Guilds, which is quite an investment. That is the point that I was taking my patchwork and quilting very seriously, because I was now investing in proper teaching by a proper registered organisation. If you're not in the UK, the City and Guilds are a proper vocational qualification system in the UK. And if you've got a City and Guilds qualification, then that equals some of the academic qualifications that you might get in the more academic subjects. So I invested my time and quite a lot of money in studying for the City and Guilds, and I eventually qualified. And to cut a long story short, I left my career behind in marketing and went full in to the world of quilting and opened my own physical shop. And that's when I really started teaching. I still had no idea how I was going to do this, but obviously it all worked out in the end. But what I knew I really wanted from my students was that I wanted them to have a nice clear path to follow, that I didn't want them to ever feel confused or overwhelmed or just keep making horrible mistakes, which is what I did in that initial sampler quilt. I wanted my students to be excited and to finish projects. I did not want them to waste money or time on projects that don't work out, on buying tools and equipment they didn't need. I didn't want them to start on projects that were too big for them or too complicated for them. I didn't want any of that. So I started developing my own way of teaching. Now, I appreciate it's a common thing to go and learn on a big quilt, but I don't think you should do that. I think you should start very small. Start on a patchwork only project, because then you can learn your basic skills, your foundations of your skills, before you get on to the slightly more complicated stuff. So I teach all of my students with small projects first, and I increase your skills one little step at a time. And when you are learning patchwork and quilting, that makes you feel so much better and more in control and more excited about what you're going to make. You don't ever lose money. You don't waste your fabric. You know precisely what you need, because we keep it all very simple, and you have a nice, clear step-by-step path to follow. And it's a path that absolutely works. When you're learning quilting, when you're stepping out to learn patchwork and quilting, it's those things I want you to look out for. Start small. It will help you in the long run. You'll have plenty of time to get to those big projects in the end. Second, you only need some basic pieces of equipment. You really don't need all the tools available. They're lovely. All the quilt shops have them. It's all over online. You don't need everything, just 3 basic pieces of equipment. That is all you need. And if you ever feel like you don't belong in this world, you absolutely do. This is a beautiful world, and even if you don't like the initial squares that all beginners start off with in one way or another, you can get on to all the fancy stuff later. But you have to start with those nice, simple foundations to build your skills and build your confidence. If any of this resonates, I have put together a free guide called the Quilter's Quick Start Toolkit, and in it there is everything that you need to know to get started very clearly. The right tools, the right projects, even the right kind of mindset. I've popped the link for it just down below, and you can download it for absolutely free right now. And I will see you next Tuesday with something I think that you really need to hear. Thank you for watching. I love you and leave you for now, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.